extra stay and the problems that we see from Winter Storm Hector. The temperatures for the middle part of the country and the East Coast especially are just staying way below average. So we're actually having some little just issues going on with this Max. You know, that's what we call our computer. Its name is Max, and it's not cooperating this morning. Hasn't had its coffee yet. Chicago, 19 degrees. New York, 22 degrees. Look at what we've got going on across South Texas, though. That's where we're going to be seeing problems with freezing rain. That's Hector. Watch what happens in the coming days because the lake effect snow moves out by tomorrow. But then from Arkansas through the Boot Heel, Missouri, and then on into the Ohio River Valley, we start seeing freezing rain, a major concern for us right along I-70 through the overnight hours. We've got more snow falling out west. The Four Corners, you're going to see a mix of it over the next couple of days. The higher elevations getting a little more of that snowfall. But the East Coast by Monday with Hector, you've got more freezing rain, sleet potential, not to mention snow in the forecast. And you've got rain all the way down south. So at least it's not freezing rain in the southeast, but it is going to be a little bit of a gloomy Monday getting back to work. Now, Denver, we're sitting right at freezing for Tuesday, but look at the temperatures in Chicago. 19 degrees is all you're hitting for a high on Wednesday. Come Thursday, you'll notice that you warm up a little bit. 27 is going to feel just plain balmy by comparison. Now we could see some, again, this icy freezing rain potential, this Arctic air in place, so any moisture that comes on up out of the Gulf of Mexico does have the potential to cause some icing concerns. The good news is that by the time we get to the next Friday, we do look a lot better, except for the West Coast, a little bit of a wet coast for us. Well, it's shaping up to be one of the most intriguing NFL playoff games thus far. Green Bay's dedicated fans just not giving anyone a break, including Texas. Now, typically, you wouldn't think of freezing rain conditions or even snow falling as far south as the Rio Grande, but that is what's happening this morning. Sonora, you're all snow, but as you travel to Kerrville, you're in ice. So whenever you have that ice come down on the roads, especially along I-10, bridges and overpasses, the first place that we're going to be seeing big concerns. But your windshield, another spot that we'll see concerns today. San Antonio, we do have reports already of some concerns of some bridges, overpasses, some on-ramps being closed at this point. So this is something that we expect to worsen as we go through the next few hours because we're going to continue to see this ice accumulate on some of those spots. It's going to be a big issue for us. Johnson City, now CoCoRaHS, which is kind of an internal network of observers, we do have a report of 1/8 of an inch from someone there. So anytime, it may not sound like a lot, 1/8 of an inch of ice, that's enough to coat the roads, that's enough to coat your windshield. Your windshield wipers will not work on that. You have to get out and you have to scrape, you have to defrost, and even then you're still driving on ice. So you've got big concerns there. And then we're going to also be watching accumulation on tree branches. Any of those get too heavy, they fall on power lines, you're without power in freezing temperatures. Fort Davis to Fort Stockton, all the way down to San Antonio, you're under a winter storm warning from Winter Storm Hector. You've got a winter weather advisory that extends north along I-35 into Austin and then even a little farther north from there today. Let's break it down for you. I want to show you the evolution of what's happening here. You're going to see mostly rain south of San Antonio, but at times you do get some of that freezing precipitation, just enough to cause a little bit of a headache for you. You've got a little bit of that ice still possible through the day north of Junction, right along the Edwards Plateau. Here's what the process is going to happen, what's going to happen with Hector as we go throughout the week. So here's the moisture down here in the green. That low starts to scoot off to the east, and what you're going to notice is this freezing line here is kind of overlapped with a bit of this warmer, wet air, and as that happens, I see this makes for an icy setup. So Sunday night, these are your temperatures from Champaign, Illinois to St. Louis. You're below freezing at the surface, but you've got this little layer aloft. Look here, 5,000 feet, where you're going to be seeing very moist air. You're also going to be seeing warmer air. So that means freezing rain potential is a concern. Those snowflakes, they melt. And as they hit back to the surface where it is freezing, they freeze on contact. Freezing rain, big concern. Ice as well. Springfield to St. Louis to Indianapolis. And this continues through tomorrow night. Look at this. D.C., you could see concerns of freezing rain tomorrow night and on into your Sunday as well. We've got some concerns with this ice. So big concerns there, Reynolds.
All right, Kate. Yeah.
Well, this week we saw bone-chilling wind chills upwards of -40 in many spots, and those cold temperatures can be dangerous, especially for the homeless. Reagan Medji visited one county in New Jersey that's giving people a warm place to stay in their time of need. Newly named Winter Storm Hector causing major problems in Texas this morning. Freezing rain, sleet, and ice, prompting closures of bridges, overpasses in and around San Antonio, especially on Texas Spur 345, where we could see up to 1/4 inch of ice on roads. That's why this morning we do have Laura Lopez from the Texas Department of Transportation. Good morning, Laura. How are you?
Good morning. A little tired.
Well, yeah, we feel you on that one. Get the coffee brewing because it looks like it may be a long few hours for you. What are the latest conditions that you're seeing in and around San Antonio?
Well, around San Antonio,